what does business analyst actually do in a real project? So do you think business analyst just writes document? So let me show you how what really happens in a real project. Okay. So hi everyone, welcome back to today's session. Today I'm going to explain you the role of business analyst using a real project story. So this is not a theory. Okay. So by end of this video, you will clearly understand what BA actually does in stakeholder meeting. Okay. So first, let's meet the team. Let me introduce you to our BA, Arjun. Okay, so Arjun is the BA. Let's go to intro. Okay, so Arjun is the BA. This is the first day of meeting with stakeholders. So Priya is the product owner, Daniel is the business manager, Sarah is the operation manager. So before that, let me see if I miss anything. Okay, and also this the project, same project what we are discussing, loan application system. This the company name. Goal is online loan application, automated approvals, and reduce manual work. Okay. Okay. So the stories, we met the team. Um, Different stakeholders saying different asks. So we would call us. So Priya, product owner saying we want automation. Daniel is saying, business manager saying we need speed. And Sarah, operation manager saying we want safety. Same system, different expectation, right? So as a BA, how to tackle this one? How do you how do you get your requirements? So instead of writing notes, so if you are wondering what should I do, just record everything and take notes. And no, so ask right question. So if any stakeholder asking, we want to digitalize, we want to make automation, um, we need a speed process, so something like that, right? So this is applicable for any project. So mainly these three words: automation, speed, and safety. um, so you can ask, what does mean automation? What does mean digitalization? So that opens um, business will explain the functionality. What does it mean automation, right? Automation mean like the current loan process is manual, so we need a technology to auto approve loans or auto reject loans. So that's what the automation is. And if automation, what are the business criteria to approve or reject, right? So that we call as business rules or conditions, right? Next one, what about high risk customers? So we're asking different questions to get clarification how system should automate as a business analyst. Okay. So next one. So this where here you can see BA adds value to the program. So BA, if you think BA is a person write requirements, yes, BA write requirements. The BA role is interact with people, remove ambiguity, provide clarification to the developer, tester, and stakeholders, right? So that's the main job of a business analyst, okay? So stakeholders here, how to work with stakeholders, understand the goal, step one. So we need safety, speed, right? With automation. So why we need automation to auto approve loan, what we will get benefit, speed, and safety. So second step, ask questions. So you understand the business people goal. As never accept vague requirement. So you are asking additional condition. Resolve conflict, balance business and operations, right? Define logic, high credit score, greater than 500, auto approve, low credit score, manual review. Okay. Clarity is your responsibility as a BA. Do not focus on taking notes. Yes, you have to take notes, you have to listen, you have to understand. Those are different type of skills, but main goal is get clarification to provide clarity. Okay, so now let's go through few interview questions related this project, specifically the loan project related, which you can explain. So any interview questions, if you are answering, do not provide generic answers. Try to provide project using a project example. So if you are a new student, or if you are a new BA or first time you are applying for the job, it's not a problem. You can practice mock project, few project, at least add 2 project to your resume. I always say, choose one project to talk about 5 questions, choose another project to talk about the other questions, right? Or you can have 2 projects listed, but you can prepare your interview question for focusing on one project. Okay, so let's go through these questions quickly. So how did you handle unclear requirements? This is a very generic question, but how do you explain using this project? So remember, Arjun was asking the story, right? Arjun was asking, what does mean automation? What are the conditions? What are the risk value, right? So here I ask question to define condition like credit score and loan amount. So this is the project specific. So if you are working on onboarding project, if you are working on forget password, register link, any other product, so you can give some field or attribute or requirement clarification. Use the sentence, start with I ask questions to define condition like, and you can give your project example. How did you handle conflicts, right? I introduced rule-based approval logic to align stakeholders, right? What is the rule? We give high credit score like a greater than 500, or like a less than 500 is declined or rejected or go to manual review. High risk customers. So these are all rule based, right? Okay, so you have to understand what are the business logics. So this is easy, guys. So you can add your own project and you can write some questions. You can practice this. What was your role, right? So to ask question, clarity, and align with stakeholders. So never ever make assumptions. Okay, always get sign off on your requirements. At least email confirmation attached to your user story, attached to your Confluence page. And after you write your requirements, send it to stakeholders to review. At least get a written confirmation anyhow, like best option to email, sign off, or like if you have a document, ask the stakeholder to provide a sign off. So always get your sign off. So that's what for this one, okay? Alignment is important. How did you find hidden requirements? By asking detailed follow-up question, right? So you ask, what does it mean automate approval? Or like here they're asking, what does it mean speed, right? So you're asking different question to find out how we can help with speed, right? How did you validate requirement? By testing real scenarios, right? Um, See, you want to find out use cases here, right? Like, is there any use case customer applied loan and waiting a couple of days, or like how much time is what is the SLA to today approval loan? So you have to validate. So you have to, by validating this testing or validating by testing, validate the real scenarios to identify the requirements, right? If this is a requirement to identify. How did you handle scope creep, right? Move extra feature to future releases. So when we plan a build sprint, all the works we have to assign a build, right? This go to April build, this go to March build, April build. So if you are taking, because your team members are very limited, right? Let's say you have 4 people on your team, right? So if you there is something additional coming to your plate, which means your sprint, you cannot complete. Agile mean you have to complete the task like within given sprint, right? There is some time the current item going to spill over to the next sprint, but maximum we have to try to finish the task or story whatever we have taken during that 10 business days sprint. So if you are going to take additional task, additional stories going to commit, if the team members resource are same resource, so you need to push something to next sprint, or you cannot complete whatever the item you are going to receive, right? So that you have to learn for that, prioritize by priority. Okay, that's how you will handle scope creep. How did you prioritize? It's kind of the same question. Focus on MVP. We just spoke about this one, right? MVP mean minimum viable product. What is minimum required to start the work, right? So let's say we're building a website for the login. First, we to sell a product, the MVP one, what we need, launch the website and provide a register page and login page, right? So that's the first MVP. Customer come to your page, they can log in, they can register and log in, they can view the product, but they cannot place the order, right? That's second phase, second MVP. We can make sure customer can select and add to the cart. Third MVP, we can make customer check out the cart. Also, we can have checkout in one MVP. Okay, so that's how you can prioritize MVP wise, minimum viable product. What if requirements are unclear? It leads to definitely it's lead to a different. So why most of the bugs are coming, defects are coming? It's not developer is coding wrong. Sometime yes, it can happen because the requirements are unclear, ambiguity. So if you write requirements clearly, developer will develop the right code, right feature or the functionality. Tester will validate accurately, right? So the problem is the business analyst has to write the requirements clearly. Okay, how did you communicate? It's a big question, right? Use simple language and flows, right? Flow chart diagram. So you capture the current state, future state using the big process map, right? Entity, action, right? That's a process flow diagram. Create a diagram using the data flow diagram or process flow diagram or whatever you prefer. Create a diagram and explain to the business. This is the function for. So what skills required? Asking the right question is the only one skills here required. Sometimes business analyst will go on listen only mode, sometimes go write only mode, sometimes read only. Read, write, listen, write. So these are the two tasks, right? You listening, asking questions, get clarification, write requirements, right? Otherwise, read and write requirements. Okay. I hope this will beneficial for you. I'll see you guys within a new project and some answer questions. Thank you.